What's going on, guys? Helio Inc. here, and I got another how to get better at Call of Duty video. Basically, this one is going to go over search and destroy. I am going to list off some things that I feel, in my personal opinion, are how me and my team achieve greatness on search and destroy. Enjoy the gameplay. I will say there is a little surprise at the end, which no one really thought was going to happen. But there are some clutches in here, there are some snipes, and I just want you guys to enjoy the gameplay. So just sit back, listen, and enjoy. I'll get back to you guys when the gameplay starts. Let's do this. Hey guys, I'm back. Let's jump right into this because I want to get this game going. I want you guys to enjoy, and I want you guys to learn something that I like to do on Search and Destroy. So basically, the first thing before you even start the game is knowing your role. Going back to that domination that I was talking about before, every Search and Destroy map, you want to know what role you play, and you want to know what type of role your teammates play as well. Now, when I say this, a lot of people ask me, well, I'm just going to run around, I'm just going to shoot people. That's fine, but on top of that, every person should have their own separate role, meaning that either somebody is a support player for Search and Destroy, which means they either watch the spawn, they watch while bombs planted, they watch the person that is planting the bomb. So that's one role. Honestly, that person has to have very good gun skill, and they have to have very good map awareness, which I'll get into that pretty soon here. Another role that's very important is a Slayer. Now with a Slayer, there's two types of Slayers, but honestly I'll kind of go over both just while explaining Slayer. Basically with a Slayer, it's somebody that either runs around the map or they use an AR to pick off people without worrying about the bomb sites. Now don't get me wrong, they're keeping the bomb sites in mind, but the bomb sites aren't their first priority. Their first priority is getting these people out of the zones or the lines of sight of the bombs, so your bomb player can plant the bomb, and also even win the round. Like you guys just saw in that last round, I was a Slayer there. I clutched a 1v4. That's what a Slayer does. Not necessarily worrying about the objective, but primarily worrying about the enemies, where they are, and also having good map awareness, like I keep saying. I'm going to explain that all later, but that's something to look for as well in a role. Another role, like I mentioned before, is the bomb planner, the bomb carrier. Everyone says it's the most important role in the game. Now, when I look at a bomb planner or a bomb carrier, personally, I think that could be anyone on the team. A bomb carrier doesn't necessarily have to be a specific role, whether that's an AR, an SMG, a sniper, an LMG. It doesn't have to be any of those. It just has to be somebody that's comfortable carrying the bomb, that's comfortable planting the bomb in a somewhat bad situation. You want to get the bomb off. You want to make sure, because the bomb person has control of the whole game. It's kind of like the quarterback in football. When you have the bomb, you have the idea of planting the bomb to make that time limit go from 1 full minute down to 40 seconds. You can cut 20 minutes off of any type of timer with just planting the bomb. That's why it's so key. That's why it's so ideal. Now, when you're the bomb player, you do want to play passive, though. You don't want to rush. You don't want to be a Slayer. With that being said, if you want to be the Slayer, never pick up the bomb. Always communicate with your teammates, and that's the second thing that I want to go into, is communication is key. I tell my teammates this, I tell everybody I play this, whether it's a pub, a GB, a scrim, always keep in contact with me, because I want to know where you are, I want to know who you see, and I want to know exactly what's going on. Whether that's hearing a call out for one of the AI players making a call out, whether he's out in the open, he's at B-bomb, he's top Owens, or your teammate seeing somebody and not necessarily calling them out, but having that person that's spectating them calling them out. That's a key important thing. Communication is one of the most important things, and honestly, guys, if you don't communicate with your teammates, you won't win. That's one thing that I've gotten so good at, and that's why my team has succeeded in many ways, is because we communicate well. We have good chemistry, and obviously that's going to take getting a good team to play with. But really, it's not hard to communicate with people. Like I said, all you have to do is say where you are, say where the enemy is, and call out for your teammates if they didn't see them. You'll see a couple times in here, if I have the volume loud enough, where my teammates actually call them out for me when they're dead, because party chats are allowed in GB now, where they're dead, and I'm able to pick up the kill and defuse the bomb or get a clutch because my teammate actually communicated with me. Whereas if he didn't, I would have never known. You know, there would have been no way that I would have gotten that kill. So that's a key important thing to understand and realize, that when you're communicating, you're winning. That's it. I mean, that's a Helio Inc. quote. Communication is winning. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is map awareness. From the very first video that I put out, I told you guys map awareness is going to be in every single video, and it has been, for one reason. Map awareness is so important because there's two types of map awarenesses with search and destroy. That's where your enemies are going to go, and then knowing key choke points of where your enemies might be or where your teammates might be. I mean, obviously, map awareness, like anything else, you want to know where you're located and where your teammates are located, whether that's watching the mini-map or communicating with them. Another thing about search and destroy, though, you have one life. You have to get that in your head. You have one life to either make a decision to go big or to make a decision to stay back and play that defensive passive role. Now, right off the spawn on Octane, you can see on defense or offense, I do play a little bit more of an aggressive role, but I am keeping my map awareness. I'm not running out there blind. I'm watching key choke points. Now that's important because when knowing where your enemy is going to go and predicting where they go, that can change the game. You know, I mean, it's just one of those things where if you can predict your teammate before they can predict, I mean, not your teammate, but your enemy before they can predict you, you're going to win every single time, 100% of the time. Whether that's if you rush them last round and you got them, change it up a little bit. Expect them that they know you're going to rush, and do it a different way. Maybe don't rush. Maybe sit with an AR or sniper and watch the same position. Because the thing is on search and destroy, and a lot of people don't understand this, and this is something my teammates don't understand yet, is when somebody rushes, 95% of the time they're going to do it again because they want to get that revenge. They want to get the blood. Now, the thing is that doesn't make sense. Why would you rush again? The reason they're doing that is because they're either frustrated, they're mad, or like I said, they just want the revenge kill. And if you change up your spots even just a little bit, that's knowing the map. That's knowing where your enemies are going to go. And also another important thing is choke points, like I said, knowing lanes, you know, like on Octane. So on offense, where you have middle, you got left near the Humvees, and you got right near B-bomb. Search and destroy, like I said, you have one life, so you want to know where these enemies are going to go. Like I just did there, I got to snipe right down middle because I knew that's a highly spot where somebody's going to go. I looked there first. What did I do? I got a kill. And then I looked top broken and looked top pawn. I didn't do that because I was just guessing. I'm assuming that my enemies are going to go there. Obviously they didn't. I got one kill, but obviously they weren't going to go there. You know, and it's just knowing where the enemies can go, where the primary spots are. Watch those first, and then watch your secondary spots. That's really it, guys. That's map awareness for search and destroy. So if you can get that down, if you can get communication down, if you can get your role placement down and using those either in pubs or in scrims or anything like that, and just doing it well, you'll get the win. Another thing is planning and defusing the bomb.
Sniper kill cam much?
Now, this is a different kind of aspect of search and destroy. A lot of people don't like playing this aspect of search and destroy because it is so risky, and it does take a lot of thinking. When you're planting the bomb, there's a couple things you want to think about. Where you're going to plant the bomb, when you're going to plant the bomb, and at what bomb site. Now, every map's different, obviously. You know, it's very different. Another thing about planting the bomb is you want to know the skill level that your teammates are at. I mean, that your enemies and your teammates. You want to know what skill level both of them are at, because planting the bomb, you can plant it on 4 different sides of the bomb site, whether that's the front, the back, the left, or the right side. You want to plant the bomb somewhere where you can see it every single time. Or, like, let's say I was planting at B on this bomb site, and I wanted to plant it towards pawn shop because I know I can see the bomb perfect there. I could kill anyone that's trying to defuse it. I could do that, or plant it on the opposite side, and if your enemies are smart enough, or if they don't understand as well, they might think you're on that other side even though you're at pawn shop. They might look there first and waste some time, or you could even get a free kill, because they're looking where the bomb placement is to have a perfect line of sight that they think that you have, which is a very important role. Same thing with defusing. It's the exact opposite. With defusing, you want to see where the bomb's located. Just look very quick. You should do this in a matter of seconds. Just look. Check to see where the bomb's planted. Search that area where the line of sight is. Now, like I said, you can juke somebody out with this stuff. So you do want to be careful. You want to look first for the way that the bomb's planted. The easiest direction they could check the bomb is where it's planted at. Check that first, and then check the juke where they could plant it on one side and watch another side. You know, kind of change it up a little bit. But that's the different level of planning and defusing the bomb. Knowing if you're gonna be able to get the kill, defuse the bomb, and then obviously everyone knows the standard ninja defuse, where you sneak in and grab it, which is a 50% chance that you're even going to be able to, because it is such a risky bomb defuse. Obviously, smoking with a thermal is a good way to plant the bomb. You know, things like that. Just change it up a little bit. Let your enemies know that you're here to get the damn win, and you want to get it. Whatever it takes, it doesn't matter. Another thing I wanted to go over that kind of has to do with the bomb plants is clutching and playing with your team. I'm going to go over clutching first, because a lot of people ask me how I get clutches, whether it's a 1v1, a 1v2, 1v3, or 1v4.
Come on, guys. It's been neck and neck right now.
The first thing I say to them is slow down. Just take a deep breath and relax. If you tense yourself up, your muscles will start to contract, and you will lose control of your whole entire hand, your body, anything really like that. If you start to freak out, you're not going to clutch. So what I would recommend is slow down, take a deep breath while you're playing, and just think. It's all you have to do. Go back to how you should defuse the bomb. Go back to where the bomb's planted. If it is planted, if it's not, have map awareness where you think your enemies are going to be located depending on where you're at. You know, if you're out in the open, get in a damn head glitch. You know what I'm saying? Get somewhere where they can't see you, but you have enough map awareness and map vision to actually see them. Now, if you have the bomb, another good thing to do is try to get the bomb off. You know, with that, if you can get the bomb off when it's a 1v1, and not necessarily go for the kill, the enemy teammate or team has 2 bomb sites that he has to protect if he's on defense. If you don't see him directly at A, plant the bomb at A, do a circle route, go all the way around to B and come back to A. By that time, if he was running from B to A, you're going to be right behind him. You know, change it up. Just think. That's what I tell my teammates, and that's something that you have to do. That's how you have to play Search and Destroy. There's really no way that, you know, me or even a pro player could tell you how to play, because when you're in that kind of situation, anything can happen. Not necessarily that it's luck, I'm not saying that, but really anything can happen with it. So change it up a little bit, do a circle route, get yourself in a head glitch, know where your enemies are going to be before they know where you're at. Whether that's going for the knife kill, I try to tell my teammates never go for the knife, but with situations like that, you want to stay as hidden as you can. So alongside with clutching, which is when you're by yourself, or with another teammate when there's 3 or 4, There's also things that I like to call playing with your team. Now, basically, this concept is if it's a 3v1 and your team has 3 players and their team has 1, play as slow as you can. If you're on defense, there should be no reason that your teammate should pass by those bombs. Everybody should be looking at bombs. I mean, it's just one of those things where if it's a 3v1 situation, wait for him to come to you. He has to. He has to plant a bomb. And most likely, if he plants the bomb, that's a good call out. If bomb's planted at A, you know he's at A. That's a good call out. That's not even a teammate made call out. So when you're playing with your team, you want to know where your teammates are at. You want to know where the other guy is. Let's say one of your teammate calls him out and he's in a central location. Everyone converge around that point and just trap him. You don't necessarily have to go for the kill. You don't have to go for him. Trap him. Get him in a spot where he can't move, and he knows he can't move, so the only decision he has to make is either to run out or die or try to clutch it himself. But if you trap him, the only other way that he could do it is if he literally clutched everybody. And if you trap him good enough, he's not going to be able to, which is nice. So that's a thing also to keep in mind, definitely. So kind of recap of everything. I do have one more point, but I will hit that at the end because I want to show you guys. Know your role. Decide what role you want to do with your teammates. Know everything like that. Communication is key. If you communicate, you will win. Map awareness. Make sure you know where your enemies are at and make sure you know your choke spots. Planning and defusing the bomb. Make sure you know how to plant the bomb. Make sure you know how to defuse the bomb. And this is all just by practice, guys. Just practice it. Another thing was clutching 1v1s, 1v2s, 1v3s, or 1v4s, making sure you're comfortable doing it, whether that's practicing it with your team or practicing it with random people you just met. Play search and destroy. You'll get in a 1v1 situation. You'll get in a 1v2 situation eventually. And the last thing was playing with your team. Make sure your team knows where you are and you know where your teammates are at, so that you guys just don't mess up. Communication, play with your team, and everything like that. One last thing I want to share with you guys about search and destroy is, and I hate to even bring this up, but it is a very commonly missed, is watch the bomb. There's so many times where we've been ninja defused, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. You'll see in a few seconds where it was 5-5. We had bomb planted. We had all 4 of our teammates up, and they ninja defused the bomb. Make sure to watch the bomb. Well, guys, that was Helio Inc. Another video of how to get better at Call of Duty. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the new banner. I had one of my guys make it. I really love it. I wish you guys could give me some feedback, and like always, I'll see you in the battlefield, guys.